What is up, my Ramilia? Fans of the Super Bowl champion, defending, reigning Los Angeles Rams. So I had to do this. I've been out and about. I wasn't able to go on my live stream today, and I had to get this off my chest. So the news came out that Cooper Kupp is going to be out for a little while, and I blame John Wolford. Unfortunately, Cooper Kupp is out. Most likely, it's going to be tough for us to even score points, even worse than it has been. We'll see what happens with that. But amazing that John Wolford, the guy that I think should have been QB3 and Bryce Perkins should have been QB2, is the reason why Cooper Kupp is out, because that was a horrible throw. Hold on, I'm driving. That was a horrible throw. Cooper had to go up and get it, and he ended up getting rolled over on. What's up, Nathan? So what's up, Rudy? Season is over, man. Well, that's what I wanted to talk about. I couldn't wait to get on the Ramilia Studios. Okay, so Stafford was out with a concussion. I like how they put Bryce Perkins in, but it wasn't enough. I don't understand why they put him in like third and 12, and he runs 8 yards amazingly, but that's not going to do anything. I love McVay. That's still my coach. I love my coach. I don't know what we were doing with that. I don't understand. I would have put Wolford in the first half. If he's on fire, leave him in there, and then let Bryce Perkins finish it up. But you know, John Wolford is who he is. He's a gamer. What's up, everybody? I can't. Niners for life. Yeah, man. You know what? It's just realistic, man. We had hopes that we would have won these last two games, the Bucks and the Bucks game killed us, and then this game. But my main thing is with Wolford. I agree with holding Stafford out. Stafford is our franchise quarterback, and he doesn't need to get beat up behind this line right now. If he's in COVID, if he's on concussion protocol, fine. But John Wolford, Bryce Perkins is a young talent. He's unproven, but I think he should have been QB2 from the get-go. I don't see what McVay sees in John Wolford. I appreciate John Wolford. He's a gamer. He's a game manager. He runs around. He gives us that mobile look, but he's not very accurate. His balls are sailing too high. He can't make the basic throws. He made us some heck of a throws in traffic a few times. I saw that, but for Cooper Kupp to get hurt on a basic out to the left, and because again he threw it too high, and then Cooper Kupp's ankle got rolled over on, drives me nuts. I was so mad. I was like, why is he even in there? Put Bryce Perkins in there. Now, the NFL, you get hurt. You get hurt. It's the NFL. Anything could have happened, but Bryce Perkins has a little magic. We could have maybe got some more points in this game, but I really want to see what Bryce Perkins has with our number one, so to speak. And now Cooper Kupp's not going to be there for a few weeks, so he's not even going to play now with Cooper Kupp, even if McVay decides to start him. So this is what I would do. Let me know in the comments, because I can't reply to you guys. I'd sit Stafford for the rest of the year. Let Cooper Kupp get healthy. Activate Lance McCutcheon, for heaven's sake. Activate Lance McCutcheon. See what the kid has. Get him some reps. Start Bryce Perkins with Wolford backing him up. See what the kid has. Make the game plan scripted with Bryce Perkins in the as quarterback. Get us going on offense, exciting, because he can off-cuff plays. When things break down, he can get you some yards and buy some time. See what the kid has. we're mathematically still alive for the playoff hunt, but without Cooper Kupp, it's going to be tough. And that's an understatement of the world, of all in. But let's make something out of this year, and see what players we're going to get rid of, and that way we can have a healthy Matthew Stafford for next year. His arm, elbow, and everything has been fine, but let him heal up his concussion, and see what guys we're going to get rid of, and then go all in for next year. OBJ's off the table because we're not in the playoff hunt. We are, but we're really not because everyone's banged up. But he's not going to help us this year anyway because of our offensive line. I would love to have signed him. That way we have him for next year. But we're worried about that when it comes to it. OBJ is a great talent, but I don't know. He doesn't have a lot of time left. But he helped us win the chip. Now, if we didn't win the chip last year, this would be a horrible situation. It is horrible, but we already won the Super Bowl. So, all this is gravy. If we could have repeated, now you see why it's hard to repeat. The only team that's been able to do that in recent time is the Patriots. And so it's so tough to repeat because you have a Super Bowl schedule. Everybody's coming at you. And then if you have injuries to a team that is front-loaded with high-end talent, we don't have a lot of depth. A couple of key injuries here and there can mess us up, and that's what happened on the offensive line, as well as the retirement by Big Whit and losing Colbert. And then Allen Robinson wasn't acclimated to the offense. That didn't help. And then Van Jefferson was gone. Cam Akers was having some stuff with his head going on with what his train of thought was in the system. He was unhappy. All this stuff, there's no way that I could have thought that would have happened. The injuries aside, just the weird stuff with Cam Akers being an issue. He's a good guy, a good kid, but he's a young player though. And weird stuff has happened this year. Logan Bruss, our offensive lineman that we drafted, we did right by drafting offensive lineman. Big corn eating bread guy is out for the season. Kobe Durant got hurt. Darren Kendrick is coming on now too. Quentin Lake hasn't even played the whole year. Just weird stuff has gone on with this team. And but for me, I just think that we should sit Stafford for the rest of the year, let him heal up. Cooper Kupp's not going to be there. See what guys we're gonna keep, and go from there. Let me get this out of this sun here. We're mathematically alive, but really, the way things have gone with Cooper Kupp out, it's going to be tough. But at least we can make something out of this season as far as getting players in there like a Bryce Perkins and Lance McCutcheon, and seeing what they can do. This season's been very disappointing. I'm not going to lie to you. There was a way that we could have righted the ship if we could have got Van Jefferson going right away, but that was a lot to ask now that I see, because he was out for the whole year. He's not in game shape, and it's been tough. The offense has been struggling because Stafford didn't have time to go through his progressions. We can't get the ball down the field. So, and it is what it is. Luckily we won the chip last year, and imagine if we didn't win the chip and we're struggling this year with all the injuries. So that's what I would do. Let me know in the comments, since I can't really reply, what you guys think. I think we should start Perkins, let Stafford heal up, and let Kupp take his time coming back. Put our new guys out there, and as far as weapons like a Lance McCutcheon, Jacob Harris, get Tutu. If this is his swan song with us, most likely it is. And just we've been cutting the fat on some of the players. We got rid of Blanton, and we got rid of him again. I liked him, but there's no time to mince words, because next year is Donald's last year with us as far as a signed contract, and we're going to go all in next year again. And I would just make sure that Stafford's healthy going in camp, no elbow issues. Let his concussion heal over the next few games, and into next year, and then see about rebuilding our line in the offseason and going at it again, because we still have the core guys, the Ramseys, the Donalds, um, the young guys, Kobe Durant, Darian Kendrick. They got a year under their belt and they're still going. Um, Gray Gaines hasn't had the greatest of years because he has injury, so we might be able to bring him back. He was expected to maybe get a big contract like Sebastian Joseph Day, and so but we'll see what happens. That's what I think. I really think that we should do that. I hate to say the competitor in me is like, no, let's just get Stafford back, but no, I wouldn't put him. He's our quarterback, and I wouldn't put him through anymore with this concussion. Just let him relax. And I just wanted to say this too. Like, I was watching some of the Niner and the Niners game and the Chargers, and boy, they got CMC and they got Debo. They still got Jimmy. Jimmy had some actually good plays, but they're still struggling in offense. So if they don't win the Super Bowl this year, they are never going to win, because we're going to be back next year. But boy, they're loaded right now. The NFC West is at its lowest point. The Seahawks lost. The Eagles are the juggernaut team supposedly record wise. If the 49ers were going to win a Super Bowl this year, it would have to be this year, because then they're going to go back into no chance Lance next year and spin that around. But we'll see what happens. I focus on now seeing what we're going to do with our backup quarterbacks. I don't think that it would be a responsible thing to do for us to play Stafford. I think we should just rest him the rest of the season, let him heal up, and because Kupp's not going to be there, and I don't know. I just think we should see what we have in our young guys, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the NFC West finishes off. We're in a giving mood. We give everybody all these wins. We give Arizona the win yesterday. We give Tampa Bay the win. We give the 49ers 2 wins. It's just crazy this year. The way we've had our injuries and bad luck, and but it is what it is. NFL is a physical league, and with us being top heavy as far as big name contracts, some of we couldn't withstand it. But the offensive line is the one place where we couldn't have any injuries like this, and this is what screwed us over, because we can't just plug in guys, because the offensive line Stafford's been sacked. Stafford's been hit like over 20 sometimes, or probably sacked over 20 sometimes, and it's just crazy. So it's lucky that he's lasted this long, the way he's been hit. But that's what I think. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But we'll see what happens. I'm still optimistic. There's always a chance that we get the other teams around us lose. The Seahawks lost. The Arizona Cardinals could lose. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's actually coming through with some wins. We'll see what happens. But I really expected the Niners to blow out the Chargers, and the Chargers were leading the whole game. I guess with Greenlaw hit Herbert, and he got kicked out of the game, and then Herbert wasn't the same after that. That's unfortunate. But they didn't even have Keenan Allen, and they were missing Bosa, and they could have beat the Niners. But it is what it is. You can play whoever's in front of you. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be very interesting. But that's my take on it. Is I would just hold Stafford out for the rest of the year, let him heal, since Cooper Kupp is out, and I hate that Cooper Kupp got hurt because of and John Wolford, he's playing best that he can, but because of an errant throw too high, Cooper Kupp went up to get it, and he got rolled over on his foot, because that was a horrible throw, and there was a lot of horrible throws in that game, and they didn't even really let Bryce Perkins get off at all. So they put him in there for plays that weren't doing anything. So hopefully he'll get a start in the rest of the year, and put Wolford as a backup, and see what we have, because I really don't think Wolford has a future with us. I would just cut him and see what we have in Perkins to back up Stafford when he hangs it up, and let him get some more reps. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. But and I want you guys as Ram fans, just remember, we did win the chip last year. We're reigning Super Bowl champions. But this season has not gone how we expected. And it's crazy. I'm like, wow, I was thinking about it. I was like, golly, man, the 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 Niners and the Seahawks are the two teams that are at the top of the division. And the Seahawks aren't that good, and the Niners offense isn't that good, and they have a lot of injuries. It's just a weird situation. So if the Niners were going to win the Super Bowl, it'd have to be this year because everything is. Look at the Packers, the Packers with Aaron Rodgers. All the good teams, Tampa Bay, the Packers from last year are weaker this year. Look at the Broncos with Russell Wilson. They try to go all in. The Bills just lost to the Vikings. The Vikings, I said in the beginning of the year, are a dark horse. We'll see what happens. It's a trippy year, but we'll keep talking about what's going on with the Rams side. I saw today that OBJ has narrowed his list to contenders, and I don't blame him, and we don't want to put money towards that right now anyway. We got to figure out what we're going to do with our offensive line. If we could have got everything going and got guys back and put a couple of these W's, then maybe we can take a look at it OBJ, but we need to get some offensive line help in the offseason and then come back strong next year and get Stafford healed up. But we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys posted. We're still gonna follow our team. We love our team no matter what. It's Rams or die, as always. But you guys keep a stiff upper lip. It's a tough year. The Packers and the Bucks have going through the same thing we are, even though they beat us. But record-wise, look at the Broncos. Imagine getting a Russell Wilson, and you're thinking you're getting Russell Wilson from 5 years ago. It's a weird league. Look at Tua was going off until he got hurt. The Jets are playing. Look at the Mike McDaniels left the 49ers, and they actually have a good offense, and the Niners are still struggling, even with CMC. the guys that I saw Grant Cohn was saying that look at the guys that aren't making any money, the Elijah Mitchells and all that are the ones that are doing the heavy lifting, and Debo doesn't look the same as last year, and CMC was averaging 2.7 yards a carry. He blew his wad against us, I guess. He was trying to try out for us. I don't know, but it's a weird season. It is what it is, and we just got to make the best of it. And we got to still win, still put some W's, but make this year something that we can get useful information for. See what guys we're going to keep, get guys reps. I still love to see Lance McCutcheon. I want to see Bryce Perkins with a semblance of our ones on offense with Higbee and since Kupp's not there, Van Jefferson and Allen Robinson, and give him all the reps in practice. Him and Wolford, but give him the lion's share and see what he got. Hopefully we'll do that. Hopefully, it'll be exciting, the offense with Bryce Perkins in there, because he can move around. And he's more agile than Wolford is, and he's more accurate than Wolford is, even though he's not an accurate quarterback per se, but he does make some great throws. He's got touch. And I'd love to see Lance McCutcheon and Jacob Harris out there at the same time. We'll see what happens. So just want to let you guys know, Ramelia, what I would do. And, like I said, keep hope alive. We're still mathematically in the playoff race. But that's what I would do. Stafford's too important to mess around with this offensive line right now, with Cooper Kupp not even being there. And we get our mobile quarterbacks out in there. I want to see Bryce Perkins start. Like I said, I can't say it enough. I love Bryce Perkins from the early part of the season. I was saying that, Rudy, I agree with you. If it doesn't happen this season, McVay and Lynch will start scheming in the offseason. You can't force anyone to play if they're hurt. Super Bowl 56 champions, yeah. And I hate, I'm a competitor, and I know McVay's a competitor, but you have to be realistic. in my opinion. You don't, so let Stafford heal. The concussion stuff is something. If you remember when we had Cooks, Brandon Cooks, he'd get hit and he got a concussion right away. It doesn't get better when you get a lot of concussions. So I would rest Stafford since Kupp is out too. Let him take his time coming back. Put our young guys out there. Let's get an exciting offensive game plan. We're not throwing in the towel because we still have weapons in those young guys. But let's see what they have. Look at Geno Smith. Everybody's writing him off. Look how he's playing. Look at Tua. Everyone wrote him off. Look at the Falcons quarterback. I can't remember his name or all, but you guys know what I'm talking about. He's a mobile quarterback and he's been winning. The Falcons thought they were done, and let's see what they can do. Willie Bowen, he says, "What's up, Rudy? The LA Rams need a strong offensive line and strong power fullback." Yes, indeed. Wildman Samurai, season is toast. Just retool in the offseason and repair the offensive line. That's exactly right. The competitor in me is like, you know what? Bullshit. But you got to be, if we could have put these last two games away, put the W's in the column. Cooper Kupp didn't get hurt. I hate that he got hurt with a horrible throw by John Wolford. Just a pass to the left. Come on, dude. Hit him right here. And then he gets rolled over on and he's out. God, man, I hate to see that. Luckily, it wasn't a bad injury. But he's going to be out for a while. Just don't rush him back. Put our young guys out there in the offseason. Get a couple of dogs in the offensive line, our veterans. And then let's go all for broke again, because possibly it might be the last season of Aaron Donald's career in the NFL. We have him signed until next year. And let's get it going. We have a second, a third, and fourth round and fifth round pick. We're going to get compensatory picks for the players we lost, third round picks. Let's do what we need to do, and cut the guys that aren't doing what they're supposed to. I saw the bench throw and it dropped another ball. It's not his fault though. This year's not his fault, but I was just like, Ben. But yeah, so just keep a heads up, Ramilia. We are defending reigning Super Bowl champions. All the teams that are having a good time right now with their record wise and stuff, they wish they were us as far as coming back and winning the Super Bowl last year. Remember, we had injuries last year, but we were able to get over it. And Chris Hansen, I see you're in there. What's up, brother? He's loving it. So yeah, all the 49 fans, it's okay. You got us right now. You guys have a better record than us, but the regular season is one thing and the postseason is another. We will see. But yeah, so Ramilia, we just gotta see what we're gonna do in the next game. We gotta beat the Saints if we have a chance to get even with this loss. I'm just gonna break it down for you. Cooper Kupp is a horrible loss as for the next few games. We gotta beat the Saints. We gotta beat we gotta win more games, of course, but we gotta beat the Saints. And we already beat the Falcons. But the Saints are important too, because if we're able to get record-wise the same record as the Falcons and we're able to get into the playoffs, we'll have the tiebreaker over them if we beat them. We have it over the Falcons and we have it over we'll have it over the Saints if we beat them. But I just believe that we should put our young guys in there, let Stafford heal, and go from there. And we'll see what happens. And we'll see what happens. And but yeah, Fernando says it's the play call and it's predictable. Yeah, that's another thing too. The play call's been bad. The play calls have been bad. The game against Tampa Bay. Let's go for a first down. We get a first down. We have, at that time, we had Stafford in there. I know our offensive lines had its problems. And, like I said, I'm a Rams fan. I love my Rams. I love my coach. But if you're not doing what you're supposed to, I will call you out. So Cooper Kupp could have slid later and got the first down, but you have Matthew Stafford. He's a Super Bowl champion. He had those games in crunch time last year. He's the second active comeback quarterback besides Brady active quarterbacks in the NFL in the fourth quarter. Let him get us a first down. Come up with the play, draw up the play where you have somebody do a post and just drop it right there over the linebacker, or, roll out and hit the tight end coming with you. You got to get a first down. All we needed was one first down in the Bucs game. And then against this game, I don't know what we were doing. Bringing Bryce Perkins in to do a quarterback draw with like 3rd and 12. I don't know. I don't know what the play calling is, but there's a plethora, of things that are not right with us. And, it's really weird in this Sean McVay era because all we do is win as far as winning seasons. This could be possibly the first year that he has a losing season. And so, there's still hope. There's still enough games for us to right ourselves and at least have a winning season. If other teams lose around us and we put some W's on, maybe we can make the playoffs with a bad record. I would say 9-8. Who knows? But really, if we're 8-8 and get in the playoffs or something like that, that'd be great. But, I don't want to just go to the playoffs and not have a chance to win. But whenever you get in the playoffs, you have to be in there to win, have a chance to win. So we'll see what happens. But I just wanted to get in here and let you guys know I've been out all day doing stuff. I had to take my tux back, turn it back in for my sister's wedding. And, we'll see what happens. Boomer T, y'all so done. Willie Bowen says LA Rams just don't settle on field goals when you're on the 10-yard line. That's where the strong power fullback is needed to run it up the middle for the red zone scoring. Yup. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Boomer T says, Rudy, you look sick from eating so much crow. No, it's not eating so much crow. It's not even that. Look, as Ram fans, we expect to win because we have this core group that was coming back. And let's remind everybody, and us Ram fans understand, we signed Allen Robinson, who at that point, everyone said, even Mike Orban said, that's a heck of a pickup, right? We got Bobby Wagner. We lost Von Miller, but we got Bobby Wagner. We had a heck of a draft. We got Logan Bruss. We got Darian Kendrick, Kobe Durant, Quentin Lake for the secondary. We had a no boom to replace, and he's been with us to replace Big Whit. Not really replace, but to fill in for him and do an adequate job. Unfortunately, we had injuries. We didn't have a lot of depth on the offensive line, and then the Cam Akers was having some kind of issues. It's weird, but the season, there's no way anybody could have predicted this. Sean McVay, the track record of Sean McVay and the winning, that goes without saying. You can look it up. Even in a season where we didn't make the playoffs, he was he had a winning record. So 9-7. So it is what it is. There's no way you can predict stuff. There's no way you can predict that that we were going to have this situation. And look at there's no way we could have predicted that Van Jefferson was going to be out until like the 6th game. That no way predicted that with McVay and Matthew Stafford at the helm at the quarterback position, that Allen Robinson was going to struggle. There's no way to predict that. So it's not really eating crow. It's just that it didn't turn out the way we thought. But there's also, it's not like our offensive line is in great shape and we're just not playing good. No, there's a reason why. But yeah, that doesn't matter. We are where we are now, so we just have to figure it out and put some W's on the board still, and see what our young guys can offer, and go from there and see what happens. Because we still going to be all in next year. Donald is signed through next year, and we'll see what happens with that. But I appreciate everybody coming in. Willie Bowen, everybody that's come in. Chewy Romo says, Rudy, we're done this year. SMH, Wooford sucks. Gavin Brown, what's up, brother? Next season, let's go to the 49ers Rams game. Sounds good, brother. I'll do a live soon so we can all talk to better. Wildman Samurai, everybody. Yeah, Gil, everyone, thank you for coming in. GP Shadow, yes, thank you, brother, for coming in. It's been a tough season. God, I wanted us to be able to have our guys by this time, the 10th game, start to come on, but we can't get we've had 9 offensive line changes in all these games. So frustrating. It's like you have the team that can win games. If you look at the NFC West, aside from the Niners having our number in the regular season, if you look at the Cardinals and the Seahawks, we have plenty of good team to beat those teams, but we're not right because of the offensive line, and that sucks. But it is what it is. It's nothing near what we thought. But we'll see what happens with the young guys. We'll see what McVay's going to do. Remember, McVay's the youngest coach in NFL history to win a Super Bowl, and this is a new experience for him. And maybe it's a kick in the ass. But we'll see what happens. We just got to keep putting W's on the board and go from there. But we did give away these last 2 games. The Arizona game again with Colt McCoy, we just couldn't score again. And then Tampa Bay, we had the game locked up, and we have the ball back with a minute something left and gave it back to Brady. And then we played prevent defense and let him run down the field. And so glad we won the Super Bowl. We're reigning Super Bowl champions, and that's the main thing. That's the goal accomplished. Now we want to win more. It didn't work out this year so far. We're still mathematically alive. We'll see what happens, but I want to appreciate everybody for coming in, and we'll talk more about it, and we'll see what news comes up, up the pike as far as lineup changes and things like that. I would love to see Bryce Perkins get a chance to play the full game. I would love to see Lance McCutcheon get a chance to play. I'd love to see Tutu more in the offense. Just let it all ride. Let these guys play. Let's have an exciting offense. Scheme things with your mobile quarterbacks and the offensive line. It's improved, but it's nowhere near what we need it to be. And we'll see what happens. And I hope everyone has a great Monday. And as we always say, may the Ramelia be with you. And Ramulators, mount up. Let me get Willie Bowen's last comment in here. At least the LA Rams won this Super Bowl in the 21st century. RuPaul Village people. That's funny. Jim Frazier. So my thing has stopped. Our juggernaut is injuries. Toss the year out. We just won the chip, and I'll take 2-3 years. That's what I'm saying. This year we're mathematically alive, but we're on we need the electric, those things for your chest. But even if we got in the playoffs, what are we going to do in the playoffs? But I want to get there still. I still want to get there. But let's see what the young guys have to offer. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys for coming in and keep up a stiff upper lip, like my guy Jim Foster said, because we know we're Super Bowl champions. We got the chip. It's hard to go back to back. Nobody's done it like 11 years. And there's a reason why we are where we are is because of injuries, and because we're a top heavy team with the big name players and the big contracts. We don't have a lot of depth, and unfortunately the injuries were amongst the offensive line. And so we'll see what happens, and but we'll see. We'll still keep an eye on this team. I'm gonna still do lives. I love my Rams. We ain't gonna go anywhere. We're still here, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys for coming in. And my guy Niner Sickness, what's up, brother? What's up, brother? But I appreciate each and every one of you guys. But I saw Von Miller make some plays against the Vikings. I'm like, man, we could use that. But we need more than Von Miller on the offensive thing. Our defense has been plenty good. It's our offense. So, but anyway, I'm gonna sign off again. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. As we always say, may the Ramelia be with you. And Ramulators, mount up.